manifesting? 1/4. That means out of total opulences, so 1/4 of the Sandhini potency is manifesting in this material world, and 3/4 potency is manifesting in the. It's a way of saying. That means, so it's, if you say 1/4 and 3/4, it looks like that. That means, so he's having some limit, and then limited thing only you can make the parts. That means Lord Sandhini potency is having any limits? No limits actually, but it's a figurative way of saying things actually. So like example we say ke shagra satabhagasya satadha kalpitasya, like we say, so soul is having the, that means the size of the soul is that if you take a tip of hair and if you divide it into 100 parts, and if you take one part of that and if you divide once again that into 100 parts, and then the whatever the one part if you take from there, so that is the size of the soul. You are saying this is it absolute measurement of the soul? It's not absolute measurement. It is a figurative way of saying. That means, so soul is infinitely small. Similarly, here it is said that Sandhini potency is 1/4 manifesting, means, so we should try to understand that. So the spiritual potency, in the spiritual world, its manifestation is even higher. So that is the thing we should understand. And if we say majorly, Prabhupada is saying here in this purport, so liberated souls, conditioned souls, Sandhini potency, Samvit potency, and Hladini potency. In this material world, is there any manifestation of Hladini potency or not? Like if you take Laddu, Laddu is having is bliss coming or not from the Laddu? Yes? Any Hladini potency is manifested in the Laddu? Tell me. This class actually you should be participating. It's not like just a one-way flow, then you will feel sleepy. So better is to have some kind of interaction, because morning time we already tired with the lot of sadhana and now feel sleepy actually. That's why I am asking questions. If I say keep on saying means, then we'll go into deep into the sleep actually. So that's why I'm asking. So what I said already, Hladini potency is there. If it is manifesting, that means then that object bliss will be there. Now if we eat laddu, you'll be getting some bliss or not? No, it's not offered. Take that. So you are getting bliss or not? Huh? If it is not offered, so that means there are so many people in this, that means not only devotees in this material world, there are so many conditioned jivas also are there. They are getting some happiness or not from that? Yes? That means Hladini potency is manifesting there? Huh? Tell me. Yes or no? No. Then why? But bliss is there, that means Hladini potency you already said. Like Sandhini is there, that's why Satta is there. Then the bliss is there, means Hladini should be there. Huh?
Continuous.
That bliss?
After
Can you speak in mic?
that bliss should be incessant. I mean, first of all, after having laddu, we will get some bliss. But after having 3, 4, 5, 6 laddus, we will not having much bliss. So it's
I am asking, when you eat first laddu, you are getting bliss or not? That I am asking. Not the after 10 laddus.
Yeah. That's bliss.
But it looks like Hladini is not. This potency, this bliss, whatever you are saying, this happiness is the reflection of the Hladini potency. And not only just reflection, the portion, the minute portion of the reflection of the bliss potency of the Lord is the material pleasure. It's not the actual pleasure actually. So actual bliss is not manifesting in this material world. It will manifest in the material world only in the heart of the devotees. Where there is the bhakti, then this potency is manifesting. Or otherwise, in these material objects, whatever pleasure we are getting, that is not because of the Hladini potency, but it is because of the reflection of the bliss potency, the original bliss potency of the Lord. And that's why if you see the Swarga Sukha, that means if you go to the heavenly planets, so whatever bliss you are getting, that is not the real bliss. That's a reflection of the original bliss. So similarly, the Samvit. So Samvit is manifesting where actually in this material world? Where can you see this Samvit? I already told actually. In this, the material gross objects are there, the stones and the different bricks and so on. So in all these Samvit is there? No Samvit. If they have Samvit, then what will happen? River also will come to know, I am river. So even in tree also will come to know itself as I am tree. So tree means you don't take the soul part of that, just the, not I'm saying don't take the tree, but you take the another non-living entity. Non-living entity like this, some brick. Brick will come to know I am brick. So if there is a samvit, but samvit is not there, that is invested, samvit potency is invested in Jivatma. In the Tatastha Shakti, samvit is there. That's why, so Jivatma is also Chit Rupa. That means Satchit Ananda Rupa. But what it is minute actually, it is infinitely small. And the Lord is so infinitely, that means He is infinite and we are infinitely small. So that's why that is the relationship, that is the constitutional position of the Jivatma. That is the constitution. So here Prabhupada is saying, in this material world, who can experience these three potencies? So Samvit, Sandhini and Hladini potencies. Who will experience these? So liberated souls. So whoever are liberated, those souls can experience. That to how much? Very minutely. That means very minutely. Our capacity, like you see, if you have a small pot, how much water you can carry in that? So that much more, that the capacity, whatever there, the volume, whatever is there in that pot, that much only it can carry. Similarly, the capacity of the Jivatma is infinitely small, so that's why it cannot hold. So the whole potency, whatever is there in the Lord, all the potency in the Lord, Jivatma can experience? It's never. So that's why it is a fact. So that's why Lord is saying, nobody, that means yato vacho nivartante, that means even a words cannot describe the potency of the Lord. That means He's having such a infinite potency with Him. So Jivatma, just by the blessings of the Lord, just because of the blessings of the Lord only Jivatma can experience that potency. Without, even the Jnanis, they are also experiencing some bliss or not? Jnanis and Bhaktas, so Jnanis are experiencing some bliss or not? When they marriage into the Brahman, so will they have any bliss? Yes. And Samvit, yes. Sandhini, yes. Yes. But why it is happening? So we are saying all the bliss is experienced because of the what? Because of the Lord's blessings. Lord's blessings, when it will come? When there is bhakti. When you do bhakti, then only He will give blessings. So when you do sadhana, then only He will give the Krupa actually. Krupa will never come just like that. So Lord's Krupa will come when we do the sadhana. So that means now my point is, so Jivatma is there, so some Jnani is there, and he is also experiencing bliss. So what our standard rule is what? So by the blessings of the Lord only one can experience the bliss. This is the axiom actually, it's the standard. Then now, so Jnani is a practicing Jnana, then how he can experience bliss? It's the stopping of miseries. Yeah, Mike.
Jnana cannot be successful without some element of bhakti.
That's the answer. So Jnanis, they cannot become successful. Even Nishkama Karma Yoga. Jnanis, they follow Nishkama Karma Yoga. Even that Nishkama Karma Yoga also cannot be successful. Na shobhate jnanamalam niranjanam. Naishkarmyam appachita bhava varjitam. Na shobhate jnanamalam niranjanam. Without that means bhakti element, so no, that means no sadhana, no process will become successful. So there also in the case of the Jnanis, they has to do some, there should be some bhakti element. Because of that bhakti element, they are getting the blessings of Lord and getting that means Bhakti Maharani's Krupa, and that's why they are able to experience that bliss. That's very minute because they don't have sufficient bhakti. As much as you do bhakti, that much mercy you will get and that much you can experience. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam stathaiva bhajamyaham. Lord's, this is the statement actually. Lord is saying like this. So Prabhupada is saying, that's why what he is saying here in this purport, the liberated soul can experience so very limitedly actually. Very limitedly. So the next thing is, one more point Prabhupada is mentioning in this. What about the conditioned souls? So will they experience Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini of the Lord? Will they experience conditioned souls? So Prabhupada is writing here, the liberated souls who exist in far greater numerical strength. Okay. Whereas in the conditioned stage of the material existence, they can hardly appreciate what is the factual, existential, cognizable, and pure happiness of life. Even they don't have any clue actually. Conditioned souls, they don't have any clue that there is a spiritual bliss. That means there is now we have the reflected bliss actually. So, but there is a factual, the Prabhupada is using the word factual actually. There is a factual bliss and factual existence. Factual existence means in the spiritual world, the existence is always there actually. There is no decay. That means the five changes, so those will not be there. 6 changes, those 6 changes will not be there. And also cognizable, that means there is a knowledge is there, that's full of every object is cognizable. That means they have consciousness. So this kind of clue is not there for conditioned souls. That means now there is some like you can take a pot. So in the spiritual world, pot is also having the consciousness. So this kind of clue is there for the conditioned soul. There is no possibility for the conditioned soul. So it cannot know. But when it will come to know? When it will get the association of the devotees. When this conditioned soul get the association of the devotees, pure devotees, especially because even though some other transcendentalists like jnanis, so they don't have any clue that there is a spiritual world, there are the different objects, and they are also having the consciousness, and they are also blissful. So this kind of information, in this kind of knowledge, they don't have. Why they don't have? Because they don't have association of the pure devotees who can describe the actual meaning of Shastra as it is. That is the lacking actually in their descriptions. So they try to see, that means maximum what they can see. So jnanis they see this material world is the cause for the miseries. So that means objects are the cause for the miseries. Objects are the cause for the attachment. Like objects are like you see building is there, like the different ornaments are there, and different objects are there, male, female, for female, male, for male, female. So these are the bodies. These different bodies are the attraction. So these are all attractions. So better to get out from this, nullify everything. Best solution what they feel? Nullify everything. That means we don't want to accept any shape, any form, any color, any taste, anything actually, because taste is cause for the attachment, form is cause for the attachment. So different these things are the cause for the pain actually, material pain. So like you take a small cat is there, so if you give a hot milk to that cat, it drink the milk actually, the hot milk. One time it drank and its mouth is burnt. Then when you show second time milk for it, how it will be feeling? How it will be feeling? By seeing the milk, it will be running away from that. Yes or no? Because it got the bad experience from the milk. So it think that now you kept the cold milk, but still it will not take that cold milk also. Because it think that, oh, if I drink this, it will burn. So similarly, Jivatma is having the experience in this material world. These forms, shapes, these are all cause for the misery. And what is the solution they are thinking? So let vanish everything, reject everything. So rejecting of all these things is the solution they found, and they try to go and merge into the Brahman. This is their solution for this stopping of the miseries. But is this the truth? This is not the truth. This is not the full truth. This is the truth, but it is not the full truth actually. The full truth is what? There are purified objects are there. Purified shapes are there, purified forms are there, and these are all cause for the full of bliss. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Subject is going difficult actually? No? Feeling sleepy? So then after that Prabhupada is saying, that means Jivatma, conditioned soul, is not having any clue about this spiritual bliss. And also that's the 3 potencies. This Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini, these 3 are manifesting fully in the spiritual world actually. So this and experience also of this, or at least clue also they don't have actually. When they can get clue? When we preach. when these devotees, they go and preach to these conditioned souls, then only they will come to know. And how we come to know? By someone's mercy, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we came to know. Similarly, so what is our next role? Next job is, we should also go and preach to them. Otherwise, they will not be knowing actually. They will be, for the infinite time, if they don't come in association of the devotees, is there any chance by doing the good karma, by doing the so-called activities in this material world, can they come to know about the spiritual truth? Can they come to know the spiritual objects? Can they come to know the purity and purified objects in the spiritual world? Can they come to know? Yes or no? It's not. It's not possible. It's impossible actually. So it is possible only when the devotees associate and so tell to them, and when they explain. But you can say there are the books are there, there is a Shastra is there, then why can't they know? They will come to know there is no need of association of devotees, just they can read the Shastra and they can come to know. You can say like this. Is it possible like that? It's not possible actually. Because they will take all these explanations which are there in the scriptures, which are describing the factuality, that means the reality of the spiritual world. So they take it as arthavada. What they will take? It as the arthavada. What do you know? Arthavada, you know? Arthavada means is exaggeration actually. They think the descriptions, whatever are there in the scriptures about the spiritual world, they think that it is exaggeration actually. It's not the fact. Like example, so arthavada, I will explain this simple thing. Like if you go to the market, vegetable market, so there, so the vendor, so the shopkeeper, so what he will say? My mangoes are so tasty, and these mangoes are better than anyone's in this whole market. And these are very fresh. Like this he says. Yes or no? So is it truth? Is it truth? So can you say it is a truth? Because did he check all the mangoes in the market and tasted and compared and then certified certified that knowledge is certified, and then only he is speaking? No. Just to sell his mangoes, he is just glorifying his mangoes and relative to other things. So this is not fact actually. It is just a glorification. To promote his mangoes, he is doing this. So this is known as arthavada actually. And when scriptures are describing about the spiritual truth, that is, it is having the spiritual objects. There also you can have the cows, and there is a lot of, that means the forest is there, different fruits are there, and so beautiful place, and river is there, rivers are there, and the life is so blissful. And these things, if they hear, they think these are all as just an exaggeration. It's not the truth. So like this they take. So that's why when they will come to know the actual meaning of the scriptures, when they come in association of the devotee, and when the devotee give his mercy and explain that, so with the mercy, then only he will understand. Then only this conditioned jivatma will understand this. So that's why it's not so easy. That's why it's a preaching. That means going and preaching is the very much important for the delivering these conditioned souls. Otherwise, life after life, those will be in this material world only. So then Prabhupada is explaining in this purport. So further, so you can see, so this material world is also having the tri-mūrdhnaḥ. That word he took, tri-mūrdhnaḥ. Mūrdhnaḥ means top. Tri means material world. That means which is the thing which is manifested out of the three modes is you should take from the three, and mūrdhnaḥ means top. That means this spiritual world is about the manifestation which is out of the three modes. So that is the meaning of tri-mūrdhnaḥ. And in that context he is explaining, in this material world also we have three planetary systems, three planets. That means bhur bhuva swaha. That means swaha means swarga, and bhur means, so that means bhuloka, and bhur bhuva swaha. So you can take, otherwise that notation is a little bit different. So as per Prabhupada explanation, you can say swargaloka, bhuloka, and downlokas. So this is the thing. So you can see in the three planets, even these three planets also temporary, and here also, so life is not permanent actually. So, and above to this is Maharloka is there, and above to the Maharloka, so Janaloka, so next after that, so Tapoloka and Satyaloka. These are the 4 planets. So even the Maharloka also there is a fire actually. So after every day, so there will be a fire to the, so a lot of fire will be catching to these 3 planets, that means Swarga, and down to that, everything will be, so all the jivas in these planets are vanished in every day of the Brahmaji actually. So then what will happen? So some, that means then a lot of fire is there in the Maharloka, so jivas are there, those will be going to the top planets actually, Tapoloka and Janaloka and Tapoloka and Satyaloka. So like this, so it happens. Okay, this is the Prabhupada is explained. Now we have another 10 minutes. Now come to our Acharyas also explaining few more things. So let us discuss from there. Amṛtam, kṣemam, abhayam. These are the 3 words. These are the 3 words are what? The opulences. That means 3/4. The 3 parts of his opulence is what? Amṛtam, abhayam and kṣemam. So amṛtam means, so deathlessness. There is no death. No mṛtam. Mṛtam means death. Amṛtam means no death. So next one is abhayam, fearlessness. Kṣemam is auspicious. These are the 3. These 3 opulences, vibhuti, or otherwise these 3 opulences are there. Where they are there? They are in the planet which is above to the material manifestation. The thing which is above to the material manifestation, that is spiritual. That means all the spiritual beings are under these 3. Under these 3, that means opulences. That means the jivas, that means the liberated jivas which are there in the spiritual world, those are experiencing these 3 things. What they are experiencing? Amṛtam means deathlessness. Second one is abhayam, no fearlessness. Next one is kṣemam, means auspiciousness. But what about the jivas in this material world? What they experience? What opulence they experience? Opposite to these 3. Simply you can say 1/4. What is it? That one is already you studied now in the previously. In the previous sloka, yesterday's sloka we studied, that is martyam. Martyam means here Jivatma is experiencing what? Death. It is experiencing the death. All the time it is getting the, so death. So we are experiencing death or not? So, and also we are experiencing the opposite to this. Amṛtam means mṛtam, we are experiencing. Kṣemam, so akṣemam, that means inauspiciousness we experience. So opposite to the abhayam, what is that? Bhayam, we experience bhayam. So how can you say amṛtam is there in the spiritual world? How can you say kṣemam is there in the spiritual world? That means otherwise, how can you say kṣemam is there in the spiritual world? That otherwise, this opulence is there in the spiritual world, and abhayam opulence is there in the spiritual world. How can we say? So for this, Srila Jiva Goswami is saying, swadrishtuvadbihi. So in the second canto, 9th chapter, so there is a sloka actually. Just 1 second. Now our goal is, we are going with this some object. What is that objective? Establishing amṛtam, abhayam, kṣemam in the spiritual world. So how to establish this? Okay? So this is the target. So now let us, so how our Acharya is explaining, that we will take. Purushair abhishtitam swadrishtuvadbihi purushaihi abhishtitam. In the second canto, 9th chapter, the context I will explain. Brahmaji, so he was, after appearance of Brahmaji, so he was not knowing what he has to do. Then he does the tapasya for 100 years of the Deva Yugas. So then after that, Lord appeared and Lord made him to see all the Vaikunthas. Okay? So, and Brahmaji is seeing all those Vaikunthas, and he is glorifying the beauty of those Vaikunthas actually. Okay? So in that context, Brahmaji said this sloka. What Brahmaji is saying? Purushaihi abhishtutam Swadrishtavadbihi purushaihi abhishtitam means, the meaning of this, Brahmaji is saying, the meaning of this sentence is Swadrishtaha. Swadrishtaha means self-realized people. That means you can take them as a Brahman realized people. So that means Brahman, that means who realized the Brahman. By them also these planets are desired. You are understanding the statement? These planets means Vaikuntha planets. Among the, how many Vaikuntha planets are there? Millions of Vaikuntha planets are there. Among those millions of Vaikuntha planets, what is the topmost one? That is the Goloka Vrindavan actually. Okay? So, in these planets, so what is the state of these inhabitants in those planets and how they are? So, Brahmaji is describing. So, in that prayers actually. So, in that prayers he is describing about that Vaikuntha planets. And what he is saying about that? He is saying that these planets are desired by those who has, so Brahman realized. Those who realize Brahman. That means what? Whoever realized Brahman, they are also already so in the deathlessness. That means they are out of the death. That means they are beyond the mrityu. And they are also desiring means definitely it should be deathlessness only or not? Because Brahman realized people means they are out of the death. Because they don't get any further so birth and death. So that means they are already in the deathlessness state. And by them it is desired means definitely it should be also deathlessness state. Otherwise how can you desire? If you desire those things, what you have better than that only you will desire, na? Will you desire something which is inferior, what you have, so inferior to that you will be desiring? Is it possible? Nobody will desire actually. If you have already some, so 1,000 rupees, you will desire for the what? 10,000. So like that, so one will be desiring, that means you have some pleasure, this much pleasure already you have, so you will be expecting more only. You will not expect something lower. So that means this statement of Brahmaji is establishing that there is amṛtam in those planets. Okay? Is it clear? So next thing is abhayam. So how can you say there is a bhayam? There is no bhayam. Tell me, from because of what we get fear? What is the cause for the fear? Huh? Death. Death is also one thing only, but we have only for death you have fear. You don't have fear for any other things. What is the cause for the fear? Why you get fear? Mataji or Prabhuji, tell me. Ignorance? It is a very cumulative word. What is the cause for the fear?
The cause for fear could be when your plans may not work, what you desire may not happen. Okay?
So the cause for the fear is, like you see, you constructed a building, you have fear of, for that building you will be getting fear or not? From that building you will get fear or not? Why you get fear? Because as much as time goes on, it keep on decaying and falling, then you will get fear of oh, my building will be finished. So you have fear for your body. Why? As much as time progresses, it is decaying and it is meeting the old age, and also it is going to meet the death. So that's why you are getting the fear. Because the change is the cause for in this material world. So change is cause for the fear actually. That means change in what direction? In the negative direction actually. In the decay direction. In the spiritual world also change is there. But that change is cause for so in the positive direction. That means it is going to give more and more pleasure. In this material world, so time is the cause for the fear actually. Time is destroying everything actually. Every minute in this material world, everything is destroyed by time. Yes or no? Our body is changing and is decaying and it is going to be finished because of time. What is the property of the time? What is the nature of the time? Time decays. Time destroys. So mrityu, another name of mrityu is what? Time. Kalaha. Kalaha actually. So that's why, what is the reason for the bhayam? Time is the reason. Kalaha is the bhayam. So now Brahmaji is seeing that Vaikuntha planets and he is saying, Nacha kala vikramaha. What he is saying? nacha kala vikramaha. That means there is no time, there is no time, there is no influence of time in this spiritual world. That means, what is the cause for the fear? Cause for the fear is time. And what is the position of the spiritual world? In the spiritual world, time and time influence is there? No influence of the time. That means there is no fear. That means abhayam. Abhayam. Is it established or not? Third thing is kṣemam. Kṣemam means inauspiciousness. What is the cause for the inauspiciousness in this material world? Jivatma, by nature, it is the what? Part and parcel of the Lord. Is there any contamination in the core of the Jivatma? There is no contamination. That means even the Bharata Maharaj, Jadabharata is saying, Suddhopi vichiste havishuddha kartuhu shuddha. Jivatma is pure. By nature, Jivatma is pure. Every Jivatma is pure. But it is suffering in this material world and it is getting the inauspiciousness. What is the reason for this? What is the reason? So because it is covered by avidya, ignorance, avidya. So because of this covering of this avidya, Jivatma, even by nature it is pure, but it is now identifying itself as, because of influence of avidya, what it is experiencing? Bhayam ditiya biniveshita syad ishad viparyayo smritihi. What it is said actually by the Navayogindras? They are saying that because this avidya is covering the Jivatma, because of that, Jivatma is identifying itself. First of all, it is forgetting who is he. So he is a soul. By nature it is a soul, and it is forgetting that, and it is also viparyaha. Viparyaha means it is considering itself in a reverse. What is that reverse? So that means I am body. So it is considering itself as a body. So that's why considering itself as a body is the cause for the inauspiciousness. And that is because of avidya. And avidya is the vritti, is the function of Maya. So ultimately, who is the cause for the inauspiciousness? Maya is the cause. And what Brahmaji is saying about in the spiritual world, Maya is there. That's why inauspiciousness is there for the Jivatma. And in the spiritual world, what? What is said in the spiritual world? So, na maya kimuta pare. Na maya kimuta pare. Mane? There is no Maya in this spiritual world. That means there is no inauspiciousness. That means there is no akṣemam. That means there is kṣemam. Because of these reasons, spiritual world is amṛtam, abhayam and kṣemam. Okay? Is it clear? So these three opulences are experienced by the jivas in the spiritual world. And what one opulence is experienced by the jivas in this material world? That is martyam. Martyam means deathlessness. Death. Martyam means death. Okay, now the time is 9 o'clock. So any questions or comments? So let's have. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
It's said that Prabhupada explains that the Sandhini, Samvit and Hadili potency are manifested as the three modes of material nature. So, when you say Sandhini maintains, the maintenance of material objects is also the same Sandhini potency, or is it the mode of material nature? How is it a reflection?
Sandhini is as it is. It's as it is. It's a satta. So satta is there because when the Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu is entering into the every particle actually. So in that way, satta is exhibited there actually. Even in this material world also, the knowledge you are coming to know. So this is laptop, and this even Kriya Shakti and Gnana Shakti in this material world are also the portion of the Sarupa Shakti only. Your understanding? You come to know. This is the, like example, when you see this building, you are seeing this is a building, or this is a window, and this is a fan, and this is a tube light. This knowledge you are getting, this knowledge is out of which Shakti actually? Which Shakti of what? That means we have three. We divided energy of the Lord into three. There is Sarupa Shakti, so Bahiranga Shakti and Tatasa Shakti. So among these three, where you will keep actually this knowledge? This is also a portion of the Swarupa Shakti. Lord's Kriya Shakti and the Jnana Shakti are, that means, supplied by the Paramatma in the heart, and this is flowing actually. Kriya Shakti, that means now you are raising the hand. So you are raising the hand, and you are similarly, that means you are walking or you are seeing, all these activities you are doing for this Kriya Shakti is needed. So from this Kriya Shakti is portion of what? This Kriya Shakti is portion of what? Out of these three Shaktis, whose portion this is? Tell me. This is also portion of Swarupa Shakti. And when you use this Kriya Shakti out of bad will, so in the material, that means out of Bahirmukha, that means away from the Lord, then that is known as so Bahiranga. That means it's material energy, you say. When you use this Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti towards the service of the Lord, then it is known as Bhakti actually. So we'll be discussing, these are all in the some. That's why we need to know from the Bhagavatam how the energies, you can refer the Bhagavad Sandarbha. So for further explanations, Prabhupada books already there many places. So but the systematically in the course wise actually, it's a by step. So like it's a book, a syllabus book, a new educated, that means new boy joins in a school, then what he has to study. So like that means step by step he has to study or not. First class, second class, like 10th class, graduation and so on. So similarly, so these 6 Sandarbhas written by the Jiva Goswami are like a course book actually for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It's a course book. So when you come to the association of devotees, so you'll be studying all these books gradually and you can get. So these books are written based upon what? Bhagavatam. Not nothing else actually. So it's simply on the Bhagavatam. So that's why you can read the Bhagavatam or otherwise. So to understand, after reading Bhagavatam of Srila Prabhupada, then, so to get, so even further details, so and also meditation, to get more meditation, so you can refer these books also. Prabhupada also wanted to translate. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and other places you can see Prabhupada is appreciating this. But he didn't have time actually. That's why he couldn't translate. Anyway, this is the, so there are subtle things, there are a lot more things are there about the Lord's energies are the innumerable energies and manifesting in the many forms, and also spiritual avidya is there, spiritual vidya is there, and also material world also. So material vidya is there, material avidya is there, and like this many components are there actually. These are all discussed in the Bhagavatam in various other places. Okay, any other question? Yes.
When to go home to eat.
Yeah, spiritual world is, there is no influence of this time here. So that's beyond our mind. So whatever we see our mind, this mind is coming from the 3 modes. That means when Prakriti is agitated by the Karananusai Vishnu, then after that it is coming the Mahat Ahankara, and then after that Ahankara, so 3 components. So Tamasika, Rajasika and Sattvika Ahankaras. So in that Tamasika Ahankara, so we are from the Rajasika, from the Sattvika Ahankara, mind is coming. The mind or Buddhi is coming from the Rajasika Ahankara. Whatever faculties we use to understand the spiritual truth, what we are using? We are using the objects which are coming from the 3 modes. So that's why, and in this material world, everything, every action or every sentence is framed in the two frames actually. Time frame and space frame. Time and space are only limited to material world, and mind is, our material mind can so sensitize or can perceive the things, mind can perceive the things which is explained in the material time and material space. So but spiritual world, the time, spiritual space is different. Spiritual, so activities are different. So that's why you cannot see this material time, the influence of this material time in the spiritual world actually. So and also we cannot understand, my point is, we cannot understand the spiritual activities using the material mind. Material mind can understand the activities which happened in the influence of material time. There's a time in this material world. So that's why. But what Shastra is saying, Shastra is, that's why yato vacho nivartante. Shastra is giving full description of the absolute truth. No, it is giving the some, that means for this Jivatma has to be liberated, has to be sent back to there. So that's why Shastra is giving the, so to understand us, so some extent actually about the spiritual truth. But in the reality, and really you can perceive when we get the mercy of the Lord, when only we can really perceive that. Really we can perceive the spiritual world. So, but Shastra is describing, so to at least to understand some extent with some material examples, so spiritual world is being explained actually. But we cannot limit the spiritual world. So the thing what is explained in the scriptures, no. Then what is the need of doing the sadhana then? Then what is the need of the mercy then? Yeah. Okay, any questions? Yeah. Any further questions or comments? No? Okay, thank you very much. So, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi.